All right, so we did a VIP tour. This is not something that we ever thought that we would have the opportunity to do. So before I get into it, I have to thank a friend of ours who gifted us this tour. If it weren't for him, we would probably never be able to check this off our Disney bucket list. It is checked off. It's not something that we probably would have ever been able to do. So thank you so much to our dear friend for giving us this experience, this opportunity to experience this tour. If you are new to our channel, I am Jenny from the Neverland family. If you like videos like this, tours of rooms over at Disney, or just watching a family go through Disney and experience it and hoping that maybe you can get some tips out of it, don't forget to subscribe and click that like button because that helps us create more content like this. Now, the reason why I had to do a sit-down video for the VIP tour is not that I forgot to film, I had every intent to film, so there were some limitations on where I could film, and I respected that 100%. Also, it was just so fast-paced, and there was a lot going on, and also we were talking to our tour guide the whole entire time, and I didn't want to be rude. Also, at the same time, I was like very intrigued by what the tour guide had to say. I wanted to experience a VIP tour because of the tour guides and because of the access that you do get being on one of these tours. If you aren't familiar on what a VIP tour is, you get your own personal cast member to take you around, whisk you away to the theme parks that you want to go to. The tours range from 7 to 10 hours. Now, this is a tour during a pandemic. So 2 years ago, or maybe if you're watching this 3 years down the road, that can change. He did say, our tour guide did say that they used to have 12 hours and that was when the parks were open a lot later. But because the parks aren't open as late as we're used to, they're offering 7 to 10 hour tours. That's why I have the link down in the description. That way you can get up-to-date information on these tours. My whole point with this video is to give you our experience and maybe a couple of tips and go over some of the things that it doesn't include. And I'm gonna go over that at the end. Let me start with our tour guide, Pete. This is Pete. He's our new friend. We love Pete. We want to see Pete again. We hope to see Pete again. If you go on another tour, or if you watch our video and you book a tour and you want Pete, when you call to book that tour, you can request a certain tour guide if they are available. So let me give you a little bit of a background on Pete. He was a former Disney entertainer before he became a VIP tour guide. So Pete was in Magic Kingdom parades. He also worked over in Disneyland as a performer and also on the Disney cruise, which I thought was pretty exciting. And also a stilts walker in The Lion King over at Animal Kingdom. We went with a 7-hour tour. We got to Magic Kingdom. We met Pete at Magic Kingdom because we were staying at Bay Lake, so we figured we would save that time. Instead of having Pete pick us up, we would save that time and just walk over to Magic Kingdom and meet Pete there and start our day over at Magic Kingdom. We only ended up doing 3 theme parks because I thought fitting in 4 theme parks in 7 hours was just gonna be way too much, and it would have been, because 3 theme parks was a lot, but it was doable within the 7 hours. Taking time to eat, taking time to drink, taking time to go to the bathroom, obviously you need to go to the bathroom within 7 to 10 hours. They are all included in that 7-hour, 10-hour package. So if you choose to do a sit-down meal, that's coming out of your 7 hours. So we decided, and thanks to our friend who gave us this tip, we decided not to do any kind of sit down. We really didn't even do quick service. We ended up just grabbing snacks and coffee along the way. Ellie was unaware that we would go backstage at some points, and that was the first experience. We went to Pirates of the Caribbean and he took us backstage. I'll never forget the look on Ellie, and of course I couldn't film it because we were backstage, but she was just like, oh my gosh. You can ride as many rides as often as you want. So in Magic Kingdom we did Pirates of the Caribbean, we did Thunder Mountain, we went over to Mine Train, did Mine Train twice. Then Ellie and I went on to Space Mountain, and because Frank can't do Space Mountain, they went over to Buzz. And then Pete whisked us backstage into a private car where he drove us to Animal Kingdom. So let me explain the car experience. When you book your experience, you can tell them that you need car seats, and they'll have the car seats ready for you. So make sure if you are doing the tour and you do have young kids, just put a request in for how many car seats you need, and they'll have that ready for you for the day of your tour. So at Animal Kingdom, we only did a couple of things. We didn't go see the animals or anything. We decided just to go to Everest, which I did separately. I went on it twice, so I went once with Ellie and once with Max. Then we decided to do Navi River and Flight of Passage. After Animal Kingdom, we went over to MGM. Now this is the time where it's starting to get a little later. We probably had about 3 more hours left of our tour. We spent some time over at Animal Kingdom because we did end up getting some coffee, and we were just moseying. I was okay with that. It was something, again, it was the experience that I wanted to just take it all in, and I didn't want to feel rushed. This is where it took a little bit longer because we couldn't get Max off a Slinky Dog. We went over to, of course, Runaway Railway. That was our first stop. And, you know, Pete gave us a little insider tips with Runaway Railway and some extra hidden Mickeys, because you know there's tons of hidden Mickeys in Runaway. And then we went over to Toy Story Land. So we were able to do everything in Toy Story Land. We went on Toy Story Mania. Then we went over to Swirling Saucers, which was a big mistake for me because I'm starting to not be able to do those types of rides. But thank goodness the kids only wanted to do that once. Actually, they wanted to do it twice, but there was no way I could finish out the day. Then we got to Slinky Dog. We got off and Max was just so pumped up that he asked Pete if we could do it again. And Pete was like, of course, we could do that again. Pete whisked us through the line, got us back on Slinky Dog. At the end of Slinky Dog the second time, Max asked Pete, Pete, can we do it again? And Pete said, of course you can, and whisked us through. We had to stop at Act 3, but Pete and Max would have kept going if they could. And then we went over to Smuggler's Run over in Galaxy's Edge, and then finished off the night on Tower of Terror. Max and I went on Tower of Terror. We didn't do Rise of the Resistance, and that's what brings me to what is not included in your VIP tours, and that is one of them. Your VIP tour guide can't get you a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance. You can get your boarding pass. However, I don't know if I would want to get a boarding pass and have to wait around while on the VIP tour. Obviously we haven't been on it, still haven't been on it yet, still haven't been able to get a boarding pass, but I know it's kind of hit or miss on when your boarding pass is called, and that's not something I probably would want to do. Your park admission isn't included in the VIP tour, so you do have to purchase your park ticket separately. Your food's not included, so you do have to pay for your food. That time that you do go to sit down and eat, that's part of your tour. So the tour time doesn't stop. If we went to go eat at a sit-down restaurant for an hour and a half, that's taking time out of our 7 hours. It's not like they stop the time and then after we eat, they start the time back up. So keep that in mind too. We brought snacks with us. We grabbed snacks along the way. We grabbed coffee along the way. And it made it a little bit harder, I will tell you this. It made it a little bit harder because I had forgotten we can't eat and walk. And so I'm thinking, no, it's fine. We'll just grab snacks, we'll have coffee on the way. It doesn't happen like that during a pandemic and during the COVID times. You do have to kind of sit and eat your popcorn, or you have to sit and have your coffee to take your mask off, right? So keep that in mind too if you're going to do a tour during the pandemic. Is the VIP tour worth it? I mean, it really depends on how you want a vacation, and it really depends on your budget. If you want a budget for it, then it's totally worth it. You can have up to 10 guests in one tour. Now that's 10 people you can split this tour with. If you have a big family or, you know, friends coming and you want to go in on it, totally worth it. In my experience, would I do it again? Absolutely. If I had the opportunity to do that again, I would totally do that again. And I would totally request Pete again. So when you do go and book your tour, have a plan for your tour guide ahead of time, and guest service can help you with that. If your tour guide knows what you have planned, he can help you, he or she can help you plan your day a little bit better and plan your tour a little bit better and give you the best experience that they can give you. That was our VIP tour. I apologize for not getting the footage, but I'm so thankful that I was able to put the camera down for a little bit and really just focus on the experience. It's something that we will talk about forever. We hope we could shed some light on the tour and our experience with the VIP tour. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you are part of the Neverland family every Thursday. Thank you guys, and I cannot wait for the next vlog series. We are back at the fort, in the cabins, with a very special furry guest, and we can't wait to bring you along on Winnie's first Disney trip. Thanks for watching. Spread that pixie dust. Give a little magic, because you never know who is needing that extra little magic. We'll see you on our next Disney vlog.